welcome to the Superintendent's Corner. I'm Brandon Jackson for BSTN, and joining me is Superintendent Tim Saxton. Hello, and thanks for being here.
Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here.
So I'm going to start off with the curveball and ask you to talk a little bit about spring sports. I know you've been watching a lot of softball lately.
Actually, when you ask an easy question, it toss you a softball. So curveball's a tough question, but you asked me what's spring sports, and you said obviously I've been watching some softball. Probably a lot of people know that I have a role as a superintendent. Some people may know, but my number one role in life is to be a parent. And I have two big reasons to watch softball, and they're named Ashley and Alicia. That's not the only reason why I watch, but I do have two daughters playing, so have been watching a lot of softball. But I'm a Spartan at heart, so I've ventured over to the baseball field, and I will be venturing over to lacrosse, and coached track for 11 years, so my heart's connected to the track program, trying to get out to all our spring sports. Unfortunately, probably for like the last 2-3 weeks, you couldn't watch very many spring sports because of the snow. But now that the weather's cleared up and we're starting to feel like it really is spring here in Boardman, Ohio, our spring sports action is full go, and I know the teams are doing very well. A lot of good performances out there on the athletic field and out on the track for our Spartans.
Speaking of athletics, the school board recently approved a policy change allowing a physical education waiver for athletes, cheerleaders, and marching band members. Mm-hmm. Can you explain the reason for this change?
Yes, it's funny. It's a great question because I've lived it. I came here way back in the day, 2002, as high school principal, and we actually had a waiver only for marching band. And the original waiver was if you participated in marching band for 4 years, you could waive your phys ed requirement. If you think back to the middle 2000s, 2004, 2005, we had some changes. The federal regulations really put a strong emphasis on child obesity and lack of activity. And there was a strong movement to do changes in nutrition. Our lunches reflected that, but they really want to see kids active. And to respond to that, we actually took away that waiver and increased activity and put a strong emphasis on wellness and physical activity. Just to show you how times changed, our kids are active. And taking a look at what our kids are doing both in marching band, very physical, very strenuous activity, plus sports. You take a look at how much activity they are. You take a look at these same kids are trying to fill their schedule with music classes and academic classes. So a perfect marriage is to go ahead and waive that phys ed credit because of the amount of activity they have, free up a spot on their schedules. So we will waive the phys ed credit if they compete in either 2 seasons of a sport or 2 years of marching band. But they still have to take that half credit that we're waiving. But it allows them to take maybe an elective that they couldn't get or take another academic class. So like I said, it truly is, not to talk about sports, a win-win. Or band, a win-win. How about that?
The 100-year celebrations are coming to a close with the end of the school year coming. The spring was set aside to celebrate the academics. Can you talk about what we have planned?
Sure. We've had 3 unique celebrations, and we're in our 4th and final one. Academics, as we've said on previous shows, is a little bit different to celebrate because it happens in the classrooms. It's hard to get people in, so we've tried to bring the classroom out to the community through video. So we've produced videos for every building. They're out on our website, they're out on social media for people to see some of the unique things that we're doing inside the classroom. But also, what we want to do is celebrate academics as part of our graduates. This is a 100-year celebration of producing just excellent graduates through Boardman High School. So one of our goals is to get as many graduates from as many different graduating classes at our commencement activities in June. My vision is kind of like when you see that opening ceremonies at the Olympics and you see every country represented with a little sign. How neat would that be? 1963, 1964, 1972. So it would be great to do. If our listeners are out there and they want to get involved, go to BoardmanCelebrate100.com and sign up, and we'd love to have you there. So those are the different pieces that we're doing for that celebration, that last celebration.
And this spring, there's quite a bit of traveling going on. Our high school music programs are going to Virginia Beach and the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip. How are these trips important to Boardman students?
Well, being a former musician, and let's go back to what I said earlier, being a parent of several musicians, the trips are just a great experience, part of the package of being in our music program. far as I can remember, this is the first time all three groups are going to the same place. Now, they may not be in the same competition, but I think that's just a great experience because a lot of our kids are into different groups. They cross over. You may have someone in band and someone in orchestra, or someone in band and someone in the choral music. So they'll have an opportunity to go on a trip and to compete in the different arenas. Like I said, it's a chance for them to bond, a chance for us to get national attention, and a chance for our kids just to see different places, to travel, to see some different cultures, and to have a little entertainment along with the entertainment that they provide. And same thing with our kids, middle grades, for them to go on that DC trip. Great trip because it's, again, a chance for them to bond with their classmates, a chance for them to experience the classroom outside the classroom. And if you really wanted to go to the place of the birthplace of our country, no better place than Washington, D.C.
I sat with you at the Boardman Civic Association Scholarship Dinner this month, and the room was filled with Boardman High School students. Anything you'd like to say about that evening?
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed you ate my roll because I selected that whole grain roll as the last one. You took it. I mean, I was a little disappointed in that. But besides that, what's just a great night? A great night overall. I'm a member of the Boardman Civic Association, so I'm a member of the governing board to help plan that night. So I'm a little biased, but if you pull back and just look at it from an outsider, a great night to celebrate just what our students do. Just great turnout by the Boardman High School students, and for the number of our kids to get those scholarships, $750 scholarships, to honor Kim Poma, who's been an important part of the leadership of the Boardman schools, to hear from Jim Tressel, who's had such an influence on Youngstown. But a lot of people forget that he's a Boardman guy. His kids graduated from Boardman, so he understands the impact and importance of a Boardman education. So the whole package was on display that night.
And another big day for our graduating seniors, including myself, is the Honors Assembly coming up on May 23rd.
Yeah, again, let's go back to what I said. Started in 2002 as principal. I was principal for many years, and I am telling you, my favorite day was that Senior Honors Assembly. To me, it's the pep assembly for academics. We just honor, after 13 years of education, 4 years of high school, here's kids where education truly pays. The thousands, millions of dollars that are represented that day, plus all the awards and the honors to show kids that did it the best, and to show you how they have invested all those years of education, how it truly pays off. It's just a great, great morning to celebrate our seniors. Just a tremendous day.
And is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just excited, like I said, because of the weather change, and everyone's excited to I call it that sprint to the end. That's the old track coach in me. So I just want families and kids to focus. I know the weather can start to be distracting instead of depressing, which is a good thing, but let's just finish strong, have a great finish to the school year. Let's celebrate our seniors. Let's make sure that they're safe, and that includes both the end of year activities, prom, all that. We want everyone to be able to walk across that gym floor and get a diploma from the Board of Education.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Brandon Jackson for BSTN, and have a great day.